Hey everyone, it's Daniel Brother Barbaris. In this next video, we'll be setting up our domain controller and cloning our template to create our gateway. So let's get started. We just shut down our domain controller. So what we'll do is we'll right click on that, click Manage, Clone. Next, the current state of the virtual machine. Next, create a full clone. Next, GW01 for gateway. Click Finish. Give that a moment. And close. There we go. We're going to move this under here. Okay. And we're right here. So right click, settings. We're going to add a network adapter. Finish. Make sure that's a NAT. There we go. Click OK. And we're going to power on both of the VMs. And I'll come back when they're at the logon screen. And here we go. So both of them we're going to log into. So Control-Alt-Insert. Let's log in here to our gateway and our domain controller. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to name our DC01. We'll restart. And then our gateway, because they share a GUID, because they're clones of each other, we're going to do a sysprep on gateway 01. And let's grab this from line 31 to 30. Right click, copy, and paste. Okay, that's restarting. Now we'll go from 36 to 34. Copy that one, paste. You'll see the sysprep tool. Click on Generalize and click OK. And let that go. And we'll come back when we're ready to log in. Okay, and we're back. The user's password must be changed before signing in. Okay, let's put in our password. Tab. Enter. There we go. Password has been changed. There we are. Once it comes to the sconfig, we'll click here, press our numlock key, 1 for required. Let sconfig load. 15. We're going to copy this line here. Paste. There we go. And we're going to rename this machine to GW01 and restart. And while that's restarting, we can click on DC01 and we're ready to set up our domain controller. So Control-Alt-Insert. Let's log in. Okay, so what we're going to do in these commands is we're going to set ping for inbound and outbound. We're going to set our IP address to 192.168.25.10. Our gateway will have an IP address of 192.168.25.1. We'll set that up in a little bit in the next video. Ethernet 0. Okay, we're going to set the DNS to local loopback. We're going to disable NetBIOS over TCP/IP on all of our network adapters. It's an older protocol that is no longer needed. Then we're going to install our Active Directory domain services, DNS, include management tools. Then we'll set up our domain, MDT.lab. Okay, so we can copy from line 85 all the way up to 68. Right click, copy, and we'll paste that here. Give that a moment. There we go. And I'll come back when it's asking me for a password. Okay, and here we go. It's asking for a password. I'm going to copy this one here. Right click, enter. Right click again, enter. It's going to say the target server will be configured as a domain controller and restarted when this operation is complete. Do you want to continue with this operation? I'm going to say A for yes to all and press enter. And then we'll come back when it's restarted and it's at the logon screen. See you then. Okay, and we're back. We're ready to log in. We're on line 91 and 92. There we go. Give that a moment. We'll go to sconfig. Okay, and our network settings, we'll go to 8. We're going to use 6, which is our network adapter. 2 to set our DNS servers. 127.0.0.1 local loopback. Then we're going to use Google's DNS as a secondary. Enter, enter, and one more time. There we go. 15. Exit to the PowerShell. All right. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import our DNS server module. We're going to create our reverse lookup zone, set our DNS forwarders, and then we'll list that zone so we can see it. So from 118 up to 106, right click, copy, paste that, give that a moment, and here we go. You can see 25.168.192. You can see that's a reverse lookup zone, and we're good there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an extra column in Active Directory users and computers that shows our operating system. Okay, if you followed my previous MDT lab setup, you'll remember we opened up ADSI and set up this extra column. So right click, copy. There we go. And that's good to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our domain OUs. Okay, so go ahead and replace your first name here, last name, and then first dot last here. We're going to set up a lab OU with underneath that's going to be clients, groups, member servers, users, and then under users, general use accounts, administrative accounts, and special use accounts where we'll put our service account. This one will create our .adm account or admin. Okay, I'm going to set the password to never expire. This will create a normal user account for us. Okay, and then I'm going to move the ADM account into the domain admins, enterprise admins, and schema admins groups. I'm going to create a service account task sequence, which we're going to use to do our deployments. And I'm going to set the password to never expire on that service account. Okay, so we're going to copy from 136 down here to 166, right click, copy after you've changed the name, and we're good to go there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up a few ports in our default domain policy. Okay, so we're going to open up the HTTP port 80, the LDAP port 389, the global catalog 3268, Pixie 4011, our DHCP server port 67, DHCP client 68, SMB 445 for shares, and TFTP 69. We're going to save that to our default domain policy. So you can copy from line 200 all the way up to 168. Okay, copy that and paste that here. There we go. And now we'll install DHCP and the management tools. Paste that, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, and we're back. We're going to do a group policy update. Force. Let those group policies come down. And then we'll log off. And now that we have our domain account all set up, Control-Alt-Insert. Okay, press Escape. Escape one more time. Tab for other user. Enter. Now you're going to put your first name dot last name dot adm. Okay. Tab and then the password. Press enter. Oh, I typed the password. Sorry about that. There we go. We log in. We're down here at line 214, 215. And I'll come back when that's at the screen for diagnostics. And here we are. So we'll click at the top, press your numlock key, 1, 15. We're going to copy these 3 lines. So from the end of 224 up to 220, copy. We'll paste that. So we set our sconfig to auto launch false. We set our auto end task, and we're going to log off. So just press enter. And that's it for the domain controller configuration. In our next video, we'll set up our gateway. I'll see you there.